Good morning. I am here and I'm going to show you how to trim a basil plant. So this is purple basil and it is very tall and spindly and I want it to bush out and give me more. So what I am going to do, and this is a proper way to trim a basil plant, is you're going to come and see how the leaves go one way and then the other. They're very symmetrical. So you're going to come down farther in the plant to where you have a V here. Let me show you a little bit right here. See how these branches are coming out on these two sides? That is going to make two new stems. So we're going to trim right here in between them like this. Okay. Now I'm going to eat that today. But right here, now you see the plant where I trimmed it right here is now going to have two new stems right here. Now, if you continue to do that, you will have a very, very bushy plant. So we've got these two stems, and I had already trimmed it before, and so it has a couple of stems over here as well. And you'll keep trimming it in the middle, and then from every one that you trim, you'll have two stems to grow off, so you can have really super bushy plants. And that's how you trim any basil that you have. It doesn't matter what color it is. Okay, here's an update on that same basil plant. So you can see this is where I trimmed it, and those two little bitty stems have now grown up here. And the other two little stems have grown this far. So the next step is to trim here and trim here, and then I'll get two stems out of each of these, and then here I can trim here and I can trim here, and I'll get two more out of each of these. And every time you trim, you're going to get two more stems if you trim it in the right place, right above where it has these two little bitties here and two little bitties on the other side. Those two are going to grow to stems. And here you can see a little bit bigger here, but if I trim right above there, then I'm going to get a stem here and a stem here. All right. Okay, so now I'm going to make the cuts. So right here, I'm just going to cut right here. And I'm going to cut right here. And over here, I'm going to cut here. And up here, I'm going to cut right here. Okay, so now instead of 3 branches or 4 branches, now I'm going to have 2, 4, 6, 8. And then I have some little ones in here that are starting to grow as well. So we're gonna train this one to be nice and big and bushy, and then we get a lot of basil. And I love to get a lot of basil for all the recipes that I use. Okay, so here's another basil plant I thought I would show you on a plant that's already bushier than that one. So you do the same thing though. So here I've got this is a long stem here, and I'm just gonna come down until I find where I want to cut. And it already has some other stems that are growing off of it. So I'm gonna let that be. There, here, I'm gonna come down a little farther. Up here, I'm gonna grab this and I'm just gonna walk myself down. How far? I don't wanna go too far down because we don't want one stem to be too much shorter than another. Okay, actually I'm gonna take this one down a little bit farther. One more group down. There we go. And here, I'm gonna bring this one down. You can see some of my cuts already. Here's a cut from before, right there. And then we've got two lovely stems there. You can see some of the cuts over here. I think I'm actually gonna take this one down a little further over here. This one's under a tomato plant, so it doesn't get quite as much sun, but it's doing really well anyway. And here you can see some of my cuts here, but I'm going to take it down a little farther. here. And in here, I'm gonna take this, where is it? There we go, that stem right there. And take it down, because I want to get a lot of basil out of this one. And it is doing well as it is, but pruning it is going to make it bush out even more. So we got lots of lovely basil today. Let's come over on the back side. Make sure to get that cut in the right spot. There we go. That's a good cut. How about this one? Yep, cut that here. Alright. It thins it out a little bit, and then it also allows new growth to come in. And I've got one over here. And cut that back just a tad on that side. Alright, these are just new. I'm going to let them grow a little bit farther before I cut them back. But see, this is a plant that's already bushy, super bushy. And so as these new ones grow, I will cut them back just a tad to allow for doubling of the growth here. And allow for more sunlight to hit the plant's leaves that are not getting as much, and allow for more growth. So yeah, this one's doing well. Even shaded as it is. So we've got a tomato plant right there and a pepper plant right next to it. And with the mix of soil that I have in there, even with a little bit less sun, that one's still doing really well.